Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 1 between LTK Rockbottom and Running Wild. We're going to go ahead and be getting into the game in just a second. The game will be on Battlefield of Eternity, but before we really talk about Battlefield, we have to talk about the bans that were, well, banned. We do go ahead and have LTK winning the coin flip and actually going with map ban. They do get rid of Alterac and Sky Temple. In Revenge, we have Running Wild getting rid of Brax's holdout because they hate fun, and Volskaya, and as I said, we will be going to Rock Bottom. Alright, here we are, and why do I not have game sounds coming through? One second. I feel like I should be hearing something and I'm not. This is a problem. I did not actually check this beforehand. Let me see if I can very, very quickly fix it. Sorry, guys. Hey, I very, very quickly fixed it. I love that only because, okay, it's way too loud now. Let me go ahead and turn that back down real quick. Like, I did not think that would... I thought I'd have to, like, mess with a few settings, but just as soon as I tapped out, I was like, oh, yeah, game sound. I'm like, oh, yeah, game sound. While we're here, actually, before we get into the game, let me go ahead and reduce the cursor size and get rid of those guides. You don't have to look at that, because that'll be annoying. We do go ahead and have Blaze and Garage, a little bit of a tank focus coming out of Running Wild and LTK Rockbottom. So far, this is Battlefield 2-lane map, so you don't have to worry about rotations as much, and you actually are able to have heroes like Artanis show up on this map, because you don't need to worry about double soak, just winning the lane, and Artanis is actually a pretty fearsome duelist. Skin on the bottom of my feet are peeling off. I'm like rubbing the bottom of my feet right now. No, I won't show you. How are you doing, Sturge? Oh, interesting. We do have Rhaegar and the Hogger. The Hoggers. So first pick, Johanna is up. She has been nerfed some, but she's still extremely viable. We'll have to see how big of a priority she is. I'm guessing she won't make it through draft. She's not going to be ignored. One of the teams will take her. The question is she good enough for first pick? She is not. They do go and get the Falstad. Elixia is going to go ahead and be running in with Falstad, throwing hammers everywhere, and there is huge slot coming with that Johanna. We have a little bit of a blonde comp coming out as Anduin gets picked by Ree. So, a little bit of emphasis on Warcraft heroes so far. Obviously, Johanna is not, but Anduin and Falstad both are. Granted, like, half the roster is Warcraft, so you know what? Don't worry about that. We do go and have Candy Cane. I love the Candy Cane Murden skin. It makes me so happy. It also makes me, like, super hungry, so there's that. So, a couple of Dwarves and Lucio coming on out here. Dwarves not known for their musical taste. Lucio a bit out of his element right now, but going to be doing his best. Yeah, that's what I said. High five is a possibility. That definitely means that we shouldn't have a big stun chain comp, because Lucio definitely makes those uncomfortable. Greymane is the ban. Does not want the second DPS to be the super, super, super race-heavy Greymane. We do still have Vala and Raynor and Artanis on the board, which are all very, very good at race, and also Li Ming, but no, they're going to get rid of Chromie instead. They're like, I don't care about your race. We are going to just go over and thump you in the head with a hammer. 2 hammers, actually. So now we do go and have the double pick. Leoric going to be the offlaner. Interesting. Definitely more of a go in and fight comp. And same with Tychus. Tychus not that good at race. Like, he's not bad. His trait does do a little bit of extra damage to the Immortal, but it's not 1%. There is like a damage cap for targets like the Immortal. So definitely a little bit more. Like, neither team really seems to be leaning into the race that hard. And there's Imperius. Liming the one person that can go a build that lets her race. The question will be, will she or won't she? Imperius against Leoric. I do like this quite a bit. If Leoric gets out of the wave, Imperius can really punish the bag of bones. Speaking of punishment, we do go to have the Zeratul. Zeratul. Massive DPS factory coming out of the side of Rockbottom. I definitely have ideas of who is going to win this, but I'm not going to influence you. Let me go in and get the gambling up. Let me get the vote up. I will see you in game, and I'll show you this amazing video that someone with a lot of talent very clearly put a lot of time into.
Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me. And Raw to take the 3v1. Gets one. Looking for the second. Crispy is popping off. It's like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
All right, coming into game number 1, we are going to go ahead and have... Oh my goodness. Sorry, I did not mean for it to be that loud. Different scene and apparently different controls. But we do go ahead and have, coming in on the blue side of the battlefield, representing LTK Rockbottom, the Legionnaires of not losing. I didn't think of an L word really quick. We do have Shadow Storm on the Zeratul, a huge slot, B stepping. Oh my gosh. On the Johanna, we do have Ree on the Anduin. Dr. Ford going to be on the Tychus. And up the top lane, we do have Lloyd coming out here on Leoric. On the opposite side of the battlefield, representing Running Wild, the Regency of... I should really think of these beforehand. The Regency of Rebellion. There we go. We do go ahead and get Mr. Executive playing the Lucio. C1, C10 is going to come in on the Li Ming. We do go to have Elixia on the Falstad. Mr. Executive is coming out here on the Lucio. And that's still loud. Calm down just a bit. And who did I not say? Kairu is going to be on the Merlin. How did I forget Kairu? I'm embarrassed. A little bit of a push-in happening right here from Leoric. Does go ahead and take a couple of shots, and Forlorn Grits is going to have the health lead, but some damage on the towers, no real benefit. However, down here at the bottom map, we do go ahead and have a move-in on the siege camp. I love how they're fighting over the siege camp before the siege camp even exists. This is the Nexus division, and they do not care. They are here to play. All right, a lot of damage going through. We do have the attempted move in, even though no one's dead. A little bit dangerous because that does put you at a disadvantage. They move back, but then they turn right around. But yeah, that's why that's dangerous. They got driven off the point, and the camp does go in favor of LTK Rockbottom. Gonna go ahead and be picking that up. Shadowstorm moving forward, going in and get a lot of damage. Kairu goes ahead and goes forward. Let's look at talents. I haven't looked at talents yet. We do go ahead and have Kairu does go for third wind. Gonna be able to heal up very quickly every time she steps back. Meanwhile, we do go ahead and have Gathering Storm being taken by Falstad, already up to 27 stacks. Hello. That actually might be why they're so aggressively moving into the enemy team, just to let that get stacked up even more aggressively. No questing talents on the side of LTK Rockbottom, so their power level is set. It will not get better, at least not from level 1 talents. Interesting decision to come up here and get this. Lloyd does get that scouted out, and then I'm a little confused with what their plan is. Like, they weren't getting either camp for a second, but at the end of the day, we went ahead and we're moving in. Although here comes the invade. Will they? Nice. Someone stand on the point. Oh, yuck. We do have the first blood of the game, the Bloodlust, going against Imperius goes down. They do get a counter kill on the Zeratul. Kairu goes ahead and does a leapy leap out there, but that is another camp. They are down about a 20% of the level. We do go ahead and have this pushing in bottom. We do go ahead and have Li Ming already moving down. Take care of that. Cannot leave that to stand. But that is just giving us a little bit of free clear to huge slot Ree and Dr. Ford. There is Lloyd running up against Kairu. Enough. He seeks better ground. Alright, there's Dr. Ford. Goes in and moves right on away. Lloyd goes in and gets that. Moves back just a little bit. There is the battle going over this point right now. Kairu's right up in Lloyd's face. Let me zoom out just a little bit. There's huge slot. Takes a good bit of damage. Johanna having to disengage for just a little bit. Shadowstorm goes ahead and blinks on right on out of there. Does not want to run into it. There is a missed spear. Li Ming doing what she can. It looks like they are just giving up this position as Murden had to go home. And here we have Ilarion. Is charging up, getting ready to move into battle. But as we do this, we do have a little bit of aggression. They're trying to take this camp, but will they be able to? Elixia is going back for mana, but they don't know that. They don't know that it's 5 versus 4, although they might be starting to sniff it out now. However, they did distract them enough that they did not get this camp, which is kind of the goal for them. A lot of LTK Rockbottom moving up here to the top lane. Grit's having a bit of a problem. Mr. Executive does come up here as well. There's a nice little bit of a drain hope on the Mr. Executive. You all down below, we do have a very quick clear. The wall goes down, but the Immortal is not going to get this keep. Nice defense. Like, neither fort went down. Oh, Shadowstorm may be in trouble. He's trying to move away at the speed of ouch. Nice blink out in order to stop that, but there's Executive coming through. Goes ahead and boops him out of position. Shadowstorm in a lot of trouble. There is the... But nope. We do have Li Ming Orb. Goes right up Zeratul's Bakukas. That's a very technical term, by the way, Bakukas. So Kairu moves in. A lot of the blue team is in the area, but they don't seem to be trying to move in at the moment. And no, this is picked up on the side of Running Wild. Up to 35 stacked currently on Gathering Storm. We did have Piercing Light picked up at level 4, as with Subdue. But only 1 stack of Piercing Light, no stacks of Subdue. So granted, it is a stack of 1, so... Right now, Running Wild say, hey, thank you very much, Rockbottom. We appreciate not having to clear out this whole camp. You guys are the best. The best. The best. The best. Immortals are spawning in just a little bit. Bum. Are going to move back in, go in and take their camp. It looks like no, they're not going to try and invade that on the side of Running Wild. Instead of moving up here to try and gank Leoric, but that will not be successful. They're going to go ahead and settle for another camp. Rockbottom not able to get up here in time, but man, they were looking for it. They wanted this invade. They will get a clear on this very quickly. Zeratul is down here clearing the way, and this Shaman camp is going to run straight in. Hasn't actually summoned any minions yet? Shaman? Shaman? We're going to have this cleared up. It looks like they're going to go ahead and take the top camp before this even really starts to be fought. A lot of Lloyd supporters in chat. Maybe she just focused on Lloyd the whole time. I won't do that. That'd be unfair to everyone else. We do go ahead and have the move in right now. They have come back up. The Ringwell has lost the top, but there is Lloyd. Lloyd does go in and ghost step right before. Oh, but there, Tygus is abducted. Tygus goes right into, and Dr. Ford will be cleaned up almost immediately. A lot of damage going in. Lloyd in the middle. There is the Entomb, but it doesn't actually catch anyone. Lloyd gets stunned onto the other stun, and there's the Haymaker. Lloyd is in the backline, trying to step out, trying to get away, but cannot escape. Lloyd goes down. The Skeleton King is walking the misty paths of the afterlife. We have them moving in. Halftime show will be triggered by Running Wild in just a little bit. Both teams at level 10 so far. We already saw the Entomb, but we do have Commandeer Odin, Blessed Shield, Might of the Nerazim, and Light Bomb. On the other side of the battlefield, we do have Wrath of the Ages, which we already saw. Inguis? I think it's Inguis. Haymaker, Mighty Gust, High Five, and Wave of Force. Alright. Defense coming out from Huge Slot and Lloyd. Relatively successful. Like, there's not as much damage coming into this right now. It does look like we've got a little bit of a defense down here with Flown Grits and Kairu. There, oh, and Tomb does go to catch Elixia, but there is the Mighty Gust. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That was, I think both teams tried to pause at the same time. So a little bit of lag. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it's from. I'm gonna go ahead and move to an area of the battlefield where, like, people can't look here and see exactly what's going on. Hello, Melby. It's okay. You're not required to be here. I appreciate you, though. What the heck? All kinds of things are not quite correct. There we go. Much better. I was little bitty. So we're just gonna wait right here for just a second while we're waiting. Oh, we just go have Elixia had to drop out. Oh, that's unfortunate. Elixia, the one that actually got caught here. Probably dead, to be honest. I don't think that's giving anything away. I'm pretty sure that everyone knows where Elixia is, considering that Zeratil's sitting like 2 seconds away. But we do have, in terms of damage, Li Ming just topping the chart. We do go and have 18,000 coming out. We do have 17,000 on the Imperius, and Leoric doing 16,000. Wow, DPS, you're being out DPS by your Bruiser. What's going on? What's going on? We do go ahead and have, on the other side of the battlefield, Imperius is leading the soak race against Leoric, doing 60,000 versus 52. And in terms of that healing, we do go and have Lucio beating out the Anduin just a little bit. Talent-wise, we got that. I hate the screen because you can't orient it perfectly. I realize the top is a little bit, but the thing is, this screen is also used for after the game, and for some reason the boxes aren't exactly in the same place. But it looks like it may be just a second before we come back into this game, so I will join you right as soon as the game comes back online. All right, here we go. And as we thought, Falstad does die. We do have the counter kill into Anduin. Lloyd taking a lot of damage. Kairu jumps forward, trying to go ahead and stop make the Skeleton King a bone meal. We do go ahead and have Lloyd going down as well. There's the stab in from Gris, but does end up missing. Mr. Executive goes ahead and skates on back. Kairu coming around for the flank. The Odin is out. Dr. Ford is making a mincemeat. There's the jump out from Kairu. Boom goes the dynamite as the Immortal falls. And we do go ahead and have a Immortal coming into the battlefield. The demonic Immortal is on the side of a Running Wild. Everyone is back up for this fight, though. Kairu leading the way, but Li Ming and Imperius. Okay, well, Imperius is going to offlane, never mind. But Li Ming a little bit far away at the moment. We do go ahead and have the Immortal going forward. About half shields at the moment. Is going to start tearing into these base defenses. Big ol' blasts of hellfire going in, launching into the wall, trying to go ahead and get this down. The shields are gone. It's gone into melee mode. There's a spinny spin, and there goes the defenses themselves. But will they get this fort? Oh my goodness. Stop. How annoying. Yep, Elixia cannot quite move. This is a erp. So once again, I do not have like the game has gone for like a tenth of a second, so I do not have anything else to say. So I'm sorry to keep going back to the in between screen. Actually, you know what? No, never mind. I won't. I will see you as soon as the game resumes. I apologize.
Your troubles hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. I can feel you breathe. Sweet are the days of the soul searching pleasure when deep in the days I can hold you to myself again. Relive the memory map, I couldn't want more. I give you everything that you ever want for. Don't worry, honey, I've nothing to say. Tonight we wash all your worries away. So lay your body down, babe. Forget about your troubles, hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. Breathe. Breathe. I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel you breathe. I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel you breathe. So lay your body down, babe. Forget about your troubles, hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. So lay your body down, babe. Forget about your troubles, hit the lights. Lay your body down, babe. I'm gonna give the world to you tonight. Honey, I can feel your heartbeat. Baby, I can feel you breathe.
All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry to have to keep doing that, but it's completely out of my control, as I think everybody knows. Everybody knows. Watching Elixir right now to see if she's moving correctly. The problem is I don't know where she's trying to go, so it may be difficult to say that. There is a stun happening. They do not get the fort, which is unfortunate. However, while this is going on, we have a push-in happening from Lloyd. But meanwhile, this sneaky Imperius, well known for just how fast he is at clearing camps. He is not known for that. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Oh, this may be a dead Grits. Grits is sitting there, does go in and get entombed. Here's a big old Grits sandwich coming down. And Lloyd does take some shots from the tower, but is going to go ahead and just walk right on back out. They do go and get the bottom fort, but rather than rotate down to meet them, the top fort is taken by Running Wild. However, this is still advantageous for the side of LTK Rockbottom. There is an invade happening right here. Shadow Steam moves in. Imperius is not back yet. They're going and fighting. This should not be a fight that Running Wild wants to take at the moment. Everybody knows there's a time of danger. Everybody knows. Oh my gosh, Shadow Storm almost gets taken out by Li Ming from on the other side of the wall. Li Ming coming in here with like the heavy range orbital orbitants. Not really, that would be Nova, but you know, basically. Here's full-on Grits. We have another battle happening right here. Johanna and... Oh, but they're actually backing out. They were looking for a pick right there, and they did not get it. I love the discipline we're seeing here. They're like, we went in, we tried to get a pick, rather than fighting while we're all staying at camp. We learned our lesson for the level 1 fight. Let's go ahead and just back off. The Orc is not with them, so they will go ahead and try and clear. It looks like there is a slight advantage. Huge slot goes in here, try and take care of this right quick, but does not line the falls out, which is what they needed. There is the halftime show triggered on the side of Running Wild. A little bit of aggression onto Kairu. A lot of damage. Nice double spear landing. There is the light bomb comes down. Entomb falls, but there is the gust in order to say, get out of my doorway. Riga's very, very low, and Anduin going to be the first one to fall in this fight. Kairu in the backline going in and getting onto huge slot. There is the Haymaker goes out and knocks Zeratul right out of the ballpark, and here is the aggression. Dr. Ford is in the Odin, but is also stunned. Does go ahead and dash out. Does not get hit by Li Ming, but Dr. Ford taking a lot of damage. C10 about to go down and does trade out their life for the Tigers. That is their primary race. However, with only Johanna and Leoric up, I do not know if it matters, the fact that they lost their primary race. You go and have everyone moving through here. Oh, stun. How does Falzak get stunned by a ground stun? He flies, he flutes, he flutters. So we do have a, like, 66% shielded Immortal heading down to the bottom lane. This is Belith, the Lord of punching, forts. I mean, most of the really cool ones are already taken, so you have to be Lord of something. It does look like Leoric is pushing all 5 members of Running Wild. Coming here, 5 figures to a fist, going to just knock this fort out of the park. They are moving in. Kairu goes ahead and takes a little bit of damage, but the still about 25% shielded Immortal is down onto the fort itself. Looks like Leoric did Hearth back. There is the stun, unstoppable on the Leoric. Does go ahead and Ghost walk out of there, but has to run back. Kairu moving in, does not actually get the pick. Oh, lots of damage goes down to Li Ming. C10 looking not very happy with their life at the moment. There is a stun on the Anduin, but the counter stun from Belith. Belith comes in and is like, no, Anduin, this is how you stun? There's Kairu going in. Stun happens. Big old bunch of damage. Lloyd looking very, very low, and Lloyd is going to be taken out of the fight. Kairu looking extremely weak, but of course does have that third wind and will be coming back before too terribly long. This is 5 versus 4. But it does look like Running Wild are going to do a aggressive retreat. They're running in here. That may not be the best idea. Lloyd is only about half back at the moment. Grits was trying to hearth, but seeing them start to move in, decides against it. Does look like we've got some camp cleanup happening at the moment. By cleanup, I mean pick up, because those are totally the same word. I didn't even notice that. We actually had LTK just goes and takes this camp from them. I think they've noticed that very often Running Wild likes to take the top camp. Well, that's interesting. I just noticed when you come up here, the little thing shrinks. Alright, immediate damage going on to Ilarion. Only 3 defenders up here. The others are not seeing Leoric is cleaning up the lane. They're going to have to do something about that shaman camp at the bottom before too terribly long. Leeming getting his head, plinks in a couple of damage. The huge slot takes one of the shots. There is the aggress. They're trying to move out a little bit. Leeming did go... Okay, did not go the race build. Oh, but there actually was a Entomb that ended up missing. Huge slot getting very low. Falstad gets out of there, as does the Mr. Executive. That's the Lucio. I forgot what hero was for a second. But Mr. Executive, speaking of which, we do have a double kill on the side of LTK Rockbottom, and that is going to trigger a retreat coming from the side of Running Wild. They're gonna move down here and start to like pepper Belith with bullets. Not with garlic, not with oregano, bullets. Alright, we do go and have everyone out. It looks like they are just giving this out. Kairu is kind of in the area, like, acting scary. But the rest of the team is not nearby. They're still 15 seconds away from the rest of their troops. So they just kind of unfortunately have to give this up.
Victory through righteousness.
Victory through righteousness, indeed. Alright, they're coming in through the bottom lane. Knocking.
Wickedness of hell dwindles before me. I will bring down the gates of hell.
Well, the gates of hell are already down, just to let you know. Well, like, doesn't even understand, doesn't even look at the battlefield before he shows up. What a lazy, Punisher. Immortal, whatever he is. We do go and have melee mode activated, but I do believe there is no chance for this fort. This keep is going down 1,000%. We do have Smacky Smacks on the core. Stun coming out onto Kairu, and we do have a kill going down onto Imperius. There is the stun onto Dwarf, but there is the level 20 Eternal Gust coming out. I know it's not called that. There is the Entomb. Entomb catches 2 people. Silence. Mr. Executive looking very low, and Tychus will finish that off with a big old grenade, who then blasts Lucio back into Overwatch. We have Lloyd getting a lot of damage, and Lloyd will go down as well, but the core is down to 20%. Sacrifice was not in vain, and it does look like game number 1 is going in favor of LTK Rockbottom. So game number 1, you can see this is the screen was designed for. That's why the other one's a little bit off. But we do go ahead and have Li Ming just barely edging out the Tychus, 66 to 60,000. Johanna actually coming in third in terms of damage. Holy wow. we do go ahead and have in terms of the healing. Lucio does beat out Anduin, which is actually a bit surprising. Usually, Lucio is not someone you take for his healing numbers. You take for the high five or the sound barrier. I like Eternal Gust better. Blizzard, hire me. Let me rename your talents. We do go ahead and have as well the experience contribution. Leoric does end up... Imperius was winning when we looked halfway through the game, but at the end of the game, we do have Imperius winning out. So we'll get into game number 2 in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. But before then, if you haven't already heard about this, we do have a charity run going on in the beginning of May, in a little less than a month. So here's all the wonderful information about that. Hey everybody, we're going to go ahead and get into the next game in just a second, I promise. But while we're in between, I did want to let you know that on May 6th, 7th, and 8th, I'm going to be participating in Game On to End Lupus for the Lupus Foundation of America. If you type !charity in chat, you can find out a link to the donation page. If you type in !bosses, you can see all of the bosses we got ready to go, because we are dedicating the weekend in order to overcoming adversity. So there's just a bunch of bosses that I've got queued up. Saves are ready, and we're going to be overcoming them, having fun, beating some of the biggest challenges that I've run into in my gaming career, and ending Lupus.
Steam train running on a reckless rail, speeding right into the rising gale. Shovel harder 'cause we're on your tail. London's bloody cry. Steam train running on a reckless rail, speeding right into the rising gale. Shovel harder 'cause we're on your tail. London's bloody cry.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming in here to Infernal Shrines, one of the most unique and interesting maps that I almost never get to cast. I'm sorry. I hope no one's offended. That just, I have to say Battlefield into Infernal or Infernal into Battlefield is like the most common map rotation I've ever done. So I'm just like, oh, Battlefield, okay. Oh, Infernal, yay. Why do I always have to cast these flippin' maps? But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Infernal is one of the most balanced maps out there. There's a lot of viable strategies and a lot of viable heroes. It's not as narrow as some of the other maps end up being, and you're not locked into a certain idea. So, with that being said, we do go and have Hogger being banned out first. Hogger, the king and lord of this map, able to set up the God bounce where he's just like, yep, I take less damage and I just go forever. Forever. We do go ahead and have the Johanna being banned out. Does not ban the first time, running wild this time being like, yeah, you know what? We decided we don't actually care about the guys we banned last time. I think they banned out Rhaegar and Garrosh? I think it was Garrosh. My revolution carries me. I love my in-between stuff. It makes me so happy. Here we go again. Or more correctly, here we don't go again because you got banned out, Chromie. No Chromies in this game. We do have first pick going on the side of LTK Rockbottom. That does mean that the map pick was decided by Running Wild, which is interesting. After losing game number 1, Running Wild was like, we want map pick. We want to take them to Infernal. We've got a special strategy in the most common map in the game. We do go ahead and have Garrosh. Huge did say that he's got like a level 300 Garrosh, so definitely knows the like worst of the Horde war chiefs. Yeah, I said it. We do have full-on Grits coming out with the Mephisti. And then, oh my gosh, that reminded me of Weenus's Mr. Fisky for just a second. We do have Mr. Executive getting that Anduin. Anduin not going to be the purveyor of Ree this time. Ree instead going for the Rhaegar. A little bit of an orc focus. And then Dahaka, who's about as far from an orc as you can get. Should go with an orc comp. My revolution carries me. It's gonna carry me. I'm sorry, I've got that song stuck in my head, can you tell? We do go to have Tychus coming out. Tychus the bad man is not going to be in this game. It looks like Running Wild is the police. Speaking of bad characters, Diablo also banned out. So Sonya going to be going up against Dahaka in the top lane. This is a matchup I do actually like quite a bit as the Sonya. Dahaka can win it, but Sonya is very slippery hero, especially when she's whirlwinding, so it's very difficult to land a tongue.
Ready for action.
And Kairu coming back with the murder one more time. Once again with the candy cane. Woot! Oh, we do go ahead and have Shadow Storm on the Tracer. Not Zeratul this time, instead Tracer. Cheers, love. And Lloyd. Oh, interesting. Is Lloyd not offlaning? Are they going to switch? We're going to find out. We do have Lloyd coming in with, yep, the Leoric. So that means most likely a 4-man Dahaka, or it's going to be a 1-3-1. And who is your last pick? You need one more DPS. You've already got Mephisto in order to punish... Actually, I do have to say this is going to be a fairly grouped team. Rhaegar does not keep it that much of a distance. It will be up there with Garrosh. And Dahaka, if it is in the 4 lane... Like, Mephisto's going to get some work done. And we do have C10 going with the less cringe war chief. The... Like, we all know it. Fulgen's the best. Thrall used to be the best, and then they just kind of like kept him around and like abused his character for too long. Vol'jin is the only one that didn't get tainted by WoW. But we're going to the game right now. Don't go anywhere. I'll get predictions up, and I will see you in 2 seconds. All right, coming into game number 2, we do have LTK Rockbottom. I can't. What? I'm not going to come up with a name for them. I just realized that Rock also starts with R. I'm like, the Regency of. Wait, I already used that. Regardless, we do have Ree coming in on the Rhaegar. We do have Shadowstorm on the Tracer. Dr. Ford is going to be on the Dahaka. Lloyd coming in here on, I think that's, yeah, that is Leoric. And who did I not say? Huge Slot is going to be on the Gary. On the side of Running Wild, on the orange side of the battlefield, we do go and have Elixia coming in on Sonya. Full on Grits is going to be on the Mephisto. Kairu on the Muradin. Mr. Executive is playing the Anduin. And C10 is going to be playing the Sylvanas. I had to swallow real quick. Don't put that. Shellstorm takes a good bit of damage. Does have to trace her on douche right back out. This is a big 5-on-5 battle. A lot of damage on Lloyd. Lloyd does have to step back. A step back. We have Tracer moving up north, but there is a Sonya. Lloyd took out quite a bit of damage, but meanwhile, Running Wild has rotated to the bottom of the map. They're moving down there, going to go ahead and get a soak advantage leading in. Kairu in here in the middle, looking for this Tracer. Decent bit of damage does land on the Tracer, but no stun. Not sure Kairu tried for a stun, though, to be fair. Dahaka goes ahead and catches a bit. Looking at level 1 talents, we do go ahead and have the Storm Shield or Storm Color coming out of the Rhaegar. No questing talents other than Merton's baseline, Stormbolt. All right. Kairu moves in, goes in and hits people with a thunderclap. There's a hammer going right into a huge slot, giving him a little bit of a dizziness. But it does look like a slight experience advantage will be had by a Rockbottom, because they do get that bottom camp and are now moving on their own. Oh. A lot of damage on the Kairu. Kairu moves back, does have third wind, and Huge Slot cannot maintain this. They start running into the Mephisto, but not going to be able to get a whole bunch done. There is Dr. Ford. Unstoppable Leoric is moving in, trying to go in and get this done, but a lot of damage on the Lloyd. Elixia is here as well. Dr. Ford is the target, and First Blood, Bloodlust goes the side of Running Wild as Dahaka goes back to extinction for about 10 seconds. Anduin is bullying out the Skeleton King. He's just like, And Leoric is like, you suck. We do go ahead and have everyone kind of moving in here right now. Nice cleanup. We will have the Arcane Shrine coming out at the bottom of the map. Alright, both sides picking up their Shaman camp at about the same time. Oh, it does look like LTK Rockbottom beat them by 0.2 of a second. Alright, a lot of damage going into Garrosh. Garrosh running back is unstoppable, down to about 200 health. That's going to take him a while to get back. Does not have tap, it looks like. Is trying to run back out of here, but there's Full on Grits. Full on Grits is being very, very scary. There is Shadowstorm. Shadowstorm trying to get this taken care of, but won't be able to. Lloyd sitting here on the point, but does have to move back. We do go down 20 versus 27, and here is the re-engage. Kairu in the backline does go ahead and get thrown, but Leoric is down. Kairu moves around. A Huge Slot is going to go ahead and catch a hammer in just a second. There it goes, and Sylvanas goes ahead and says, this is what I think of your war chiefness, but it does look like Sylvanas. No, Dr. Ford not able to finish that off. Dr. Ford trying to get back. Long Grit's going in and getting this taken care of. Mulbit, your name means bad bit? Like, Maul is bad? That's the definition? I didn't didn't choose to name you that. We do go ahead and have a big push coming in here. Sylvanas, of course, basically making every immortal into a frozen immortal. Alright, Shadowstorm goes ahead and moves forward, then moves back. Moves left, and moves right. This is a thrilling trade, but oh my goodness, Mephisto actually caught the throw out. That was I didn't think that much damage would happen at the end, but it definitely did, and Rhaegar goes down. We are at 4 kills to 0 in favor of Running Wild. Huge Slot does go in and get harassed a little bit. There is another stun. Kairu is not playing around with this orc. Tracer goes ahead and admit this Mephisto is doing work just like we thought they would. Sylvanas goes in and catches a couple cannonballs to the face. They're moving up here to this. They need to be careful. It looks like Kairu is moving dead ahead towards it. Are they going to go for an invade? They're thinking about it. Right now, no. Well, Kairu is... Wait, that was weird. Oh, for some reason I thought that was the Pierce talent. So never mind, they hit level 10 and it just immediately finished. I'm like, they haven't gotten a single stack, but I forgot what talent that was. We do go and have Avatar coming out for Kairu. A Wailing Arrow on the Sylvanas, Wrath of Berserker, Durance of Hate, and Light Bomb. Huge Slot tries to... That's kind of funny, where the like, I gotta get back here to do. This is 5 versus 4. Wrath of Berserker is popped. I heard it. There is Tracer going down. Silence did go in and hit. Dr. Ford taking a lot of damage and will be taken out. The fort is inactivated thanks to Sylvanas, and there is a double kill in favor of a Running Wild. Red team has destroyed a fort. You're going to have Ree moving up. Ree! Meanwhile, we will have a Frozen Punisher coming up at the top of the map. Usually the one you want the most, but honestly, if you are running wild, that's the one you want the least, because Sylvanas already does that. With that being taken care of, we do go and have everyone moving up towards the top of the map. We do have Kairu moving in, doing quite a bit of damage. Mr. Executive is there. There's a attempt to invade. They are down a level, but not down a talent tier. Sonya is right here. So there's going to be a big old 5-on-5 brawl. There is the Entomb, but they got Sonya in the backline going in. But there's the big Light Bomb. Light Bomb goes in and catches a lot of people. Sylvanas goes down, but Rhaegar also goes down. Lloyd in the middle of a just ton. Everything is going down. Everybody is dying right now. Dr. Ford going to go down. Super, super low health bars. There's Flown Grist trying to get onto Tracer. Tracer goes ahead and blinks out. Lexi going in and started on the Frozen Shrine. Everyone else is just pushing. They realize that their opponents have to kind of be all over the map, but they are all back up. Lloyd did show down below. Okay, Lloyd is on the way. Lloyd is on the way. A lot of damage comes through. There's the big taunt coming down. Tracer does get down. Mr. Executive very, very, very low. Just go ahead and back off. There's a root coming down to a huge slot. And Mephisto is looking for this kill down to 20 health. And Murden does go ahead and finish that off. Murden very, very low, catching cannonballs to the beard. There's the leap in trying to get Ree, but Murden needs to be careful. However, Leoric also goes down. This is a big on just chase across the battlefield. Running Wild is here to play. Apparently, this is what happens when Elixia has control over a hero for the entire game, instead of lag ruining it for the first, 7 minutes. Level 14 online thanks to that slaughter. Elixia is moving back up here in order to kind of get this taken care of. Meanwhile, we got map pressure everywhere. theoretically, if they realized that so much, actually they realize now, Alicia needs to be careful because here comes a lot of damage as they see how many people have gone down below. All right, 2-on-2, about to be a 2-on-3. They're moving in here. There's the taunt coming down. Unstoppable does go in, and the Entomb comes in to trap them. This is exactly what I was talking about. I'm like, you're showing too many on the map. You have to expect a response up top. And response to that is 2 more kills go in favor of LTK Rockbottom. But even with that, they are still being killed 4-1 by Running Wild. Looks like they're actually giving up the Frozen Punisher. They're like, we can just push with the Frozen Punisher that we made ourselves. Thanks, Sylvanas. You're the best.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Frozen Punisher is coming out up top.
Blue team has summoned a frozen
However, a lot of pressure down below. It does look like Sonya and Anduin are moving up here to take care of this. There is the stun happening onto Mr. Executive. Sonya, did you take... You did not take the Mercenary talent, so you will not be as good at clearing this as you potentially could be. Unstoppable here in the middle. There is a taunt going onto Murden. However, down below there was a big fight. Dr. Ford gets a tongue onto Mephisto. The Full Grit's going to be okay. Goes back here and taps. Meanwhile, we still have... Okay, it's just one Spearman. Just one Khazra.
Blue team's Punisher has fallen.
How come the Punishers don't have names like the Immortals do? I wanna talk about Wallace, the Frozen Punisher. And Bernadetta, the Mortal Punisher. Oh my goodness! That was a... However, a counter kill happens to... We have both healers down at the moment. Big fight. Huge slot is very low. There is a Wrath of Berserker Sonya coming in here, trying to move in. Dr. Ford is up at top, but meanwhile they go down below. I'm not sure who they're trying to kill, but they do go ahead and lose. Shadowstorm very low. Mephisto is fighting with Dr. Ford. There's a silence coming down, but Leoric is not there. Dr. Ford needs to worry about Sonya behind. This is a slaughter. Sonya is alone versus Dr. Ford and Tracer, but Tracer does not have a lot of health and can't engage at the moment. Yeah, Lloyd, just stay in the middle of like 3 structures. That'll be great. Can't see a downside to that at all. You know what it probably is, in all honesty? It's probably that, like, they have names like Jimmy, and then the devs are like, we can't name it Jimmy. Like, Rainer's named Jimmy, and the Punisher's like, it's my name. What do you want me to do? I can't go back and change it. Talk to my mom? Oh, that was a bit of a miscommunication. Kairu jumped out with a light bomb, leaving Elixia in there. Elixia did go in and get picked off. It is 1-for-1 at the moment. Wilbur! God, I want to call the arcane one Wilbur now. I don't know, Wallace and Wilbur, that actually might be a problem. There's a stun coming in. Kairu goes in for the body block. Silence comes down, and we do go and have a kill onto Garrosh. Dr. Ford is in the middle of a lot, but there is another stun. Oh my goodness! Okay, that was dismissed, but for just a second, we had the Entomb come down and actually trap Dr. Ford in the middle pain train. Shrine is activating. This will be a Mortar Punisher coming up. Alright, the shrine is active, and it does look like it will be begun. Garage still down for another 10 seconds, so they're going to go ahead and come down here. Just get an early lead on the shrine minions. Alright, bottom fort is taken. And we actually have Running Wild moving down here in order to fight them as they leave. Here's Cairo looking for Garrosh. Interesting, not what I would expect necessarily. But there is C10. C10 goes against hop on the Entomb, but does go ahead and Banshee well right out. This is a big commitment. It has not paid off just yet, but Dr. Ford does burrow down to about half health. There is the Great, and we do go and have the Dahaka going down. Large commitment in order to get that kill. But we'll be down for 54 seconds. They are moving back to get their last 10 skeletal minions. Because I do not call them monkeys. The reason I don't actually is because they're called monkeys because of the sound they make, but you can't hear the sound when you're observing. Like, it doesn't play for me, so why would I call them a name that doesn't make sense for my viewers? I care about you guys way too much. A lot of damage on a huge slot. Keiru's looking here. Keiru has actually been doing a great job of running in and being like, you know what, this is the tank. They're meant to be unkillable. Unkillable this. Oh, I do like Aloysius. It reminds me of Aloysius Pendergast. If you know who that is, you're awesome. Even though, frankly, my favorite character is Diogenes. If I were a boy, I'd want to change my name to Diogenes. So we do go and have a kill onto Leoric. I'd probably talk about the actual game instead of like cool names. We do have Rhaegar going down as well. It looks like Running Wild is just going ham right now. Does get 22. Will they make it to 24 kills and triple? Nope, they only get 23. Tracer's rewind did say that and stopped at the beginning triple kill on the side of Running Wild, but still at the end of the day, very, very dominant game number 2 for Running Wild. Let's go ahead and take a gander at our stats at the end of the game. Think that's a good idea? Because I do. We do go and have, in terms of damage, C10 running away, 73,000 damage over the course of a 17-minute game. We do go and have full-on grits with 52,000 and Shadowstorm on 42. Healing-wise, Ree does beat out the Anduin, 62,000. And we do go ahead and have Lloyd winning the race. Good job, Lloyd. Does go ahead and do 19,000 soak as opposed to 16,000 from Elixia. Looking at talents, we do go ahead and have a bunch of talents. Copy them down, use them, take them to your Stormling matches, and be the man of great victory. Or the woman of great victory. Or the non-binary of great victory. Whatever. See you in game number 3, ladies and gentlemen.
And the sun has always been a friend to me. I always seem to wind up where I'm meant to be. Through furious infernos.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to game number 3 between LTK Rockbottom and Running Wild. Game 3 means we're 1-1, and if you didn't know that, you can just look at the top of the screen like a smart person. We do have a redemption. Irby wants to have a story told about a viewer. I actually thought I had a specify who, but I guess I didn't. So I'm gonna tell a story about Irby. This is completely fictitious. That's why it's a story, not a truth. I do have redemptions to actually hear true things, but for stories. Irby Hotz is actually not named after Here's the Storm. Whenever he was born, Irby's parents just wanted everyone to know that he was super attractive, and so they named him Irby Hotz. They was going to be Irby Hot, but at the end of the day, they were kind of worried that the people would get confused and think he was like a spicy flavor of chicken. So they're like, we want to call him Irby Hotz, just to let everyone know that this person is so hot. So that's kind of what they were named at. He actually went to school, and it was a problem because he was so overwhelmingly attractive that he was not allowed to go to prom. It was considered like inappropriate to put him around other children. So instead, his parents had to throw their own prom. I actually don't know your gender, so I hope I'm not getting it wrong. If it is her, then change all of these. I'll change it for the end of the story. They had to throw their own prom for her, so everyone went over to the Irby family estate where they had this amazing buffet set up with just all kinds of food, a smorgasbord. It's basically like Thanksgiving, but only for Irby. It was great. It was some of the most wonderful, scrumptious, delicious food I ever ate. I actually ate too much and ended up falling asleep under the buffet table. They did not find me until the next morning when I woke up. Everyone was gone. They were trying to clean up, and I'm just like, it's not my fault. The chicken was really, really good. So that's a completely true story about Irby. So we do go ahead and have, in terms of the actual game that's going on, this is going to be first pick going over to the side of Running Wild, which means Tomb was selected by LTK Rockbottom. It looks like we're actually getting into a period of map pick being what is preferred, and I'm here for it. We do want to make sure to activate Anduin first and foremost. Does not want to lose that, since Anduin is the key to stopping them from being able to get that taken care of.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Wait, am I hearing sound in the background?
Balloon, grant us strength.
Get out of here! I'm still hearing sounds in the background, and I don't know where they're coming from. Oh, they're really soft, whatever they are. So hopefully you can't hear them. That's why I put it here. Here's the thing. A little bit, and I realize I'm not talking about the game again because I'm terrible. But one of the things I have a real talent for is just making up fiction on the spot. I used to do it and claim it was true, which made me a bad person. But I've gotten better, and so now I just not really sell it, but I just do it where everyone knows it's not true. I want everyone to think I was really, really cool and interesting. We do have a Hogger being picked up on full and grits. Cairo just really, really, really likes her dwarf. We do go and have Ree coming in with Malfurion, and Sylvanas being taken by Dr. Ford. They said Sylvanas was really, really effective. We do not want you to have her. Mephisto is banned out. I do not blame that at all. And it does look like we're going to have to see Lloyd on a different hero as Leoric is taken away.
My blades are yours.
Lloyd can come out on Sonya. Not going to give that over to Alexia. Remember game one was Leoric against not Sonya? Were they playing game one? I don't remember. Oh yeah, Imperius. Not going to see Imperials on this map, most likely. You have a Nubarak coming out from Huge Slot. Garrosh was actually available, but they don't go for it. I think they are respecting just how much pressure can be put. That's the thing. A Nubarak is even more fragile than Garrosh, so they need to be very, very careful here. We have double damage, like double dragon coming out. Greymane comes out from C10, was banned out in game number 1, and we do have Elixir coming out with Falstad. So Grit's going to actually be the offlaner, not Elixir, or they're going to switch one of the two. Kira comes out as well from Shadowstorm. Shadowstorm really likes these super, super, super all or nothing divey heroes like Zeratul and Tracer and now Kira. But we will be getting into game number 3. Predictions are coming up. They're probably up by the time you hear this. Don't go anywhere, and I will be right back. All right, coming into game number 3, we do got LTK Rockbottom spawning on the blue side of the battlefield. We have Ree coming in on Malfurion, the like demonic looking Malfurion. I love that one. We do go in and have Shadowstorm playing the Kira. Lloyd is going to be on Sonya. Oh! Dr. Ford is going to be on Sylvanas, and Huge Slot going to be on a Nubarak. On the other side of the battlefield, coming in on the Orange Trunks, we are going to go in and have Kairu coming in Murden. Full-on Grit is going to be on Hogger. Mr. Executive onto Anduin. Greymane going to be played by C10, and Elixir is actually on the Falstad. So we do have everyone moving to the middle of the map right away. We are going to have Frequent Flyer being picked up by the Falstad. No other questing talents. Nope, never mind. We do go to have Journeyman Cooking that I somehow missed. The 0 is really small, so I missed it. I like this position. Going to punish them when they try and rotate. I like that Loot Horde, making things unpleasant for Shadowstorm, but nice reaction coming in with the Entangling Roots in order to stop the collapse. C10 in a little bit of trouble. It does have a lot of people all around. Does go ahead and dive right on out. Shadowstorm does get beat up a little bit. No kills so far. Slight experience leads on the side of Running Wild. Lloyd and Full-on Grits dueling down here in the bottom lane. We do go and have Dr. Ford leading the way. Sylvanas goes and turns this off. Both sides going for their Mercenary camp at the same time. Falstad and Kairu down here. Kairu down to about half health at the moment. Does go ahead and leap on out. Kairu actually took Dwarf Block this time around. Did not take the third wind like we've seen in the previous 2 games. A lot of damage on the Kira, but there is Huge Slot moves in. Kairu goes in for the kill, but not going to get it. Kairu is going to have to run away in just a second bit. Second bit, that's what I said. Meanwhile, Giants are picked up down at the bottom lane. Or not picked up, but are about to be picked up. No one is contesting this. Moving in here right as the things get under Cannon Tower. There is Shadowstorm diving in. A lot of damage going through. Shadowstorm may give up their health right here. A lot of damage, but it looks like they will be able to survive. They will survive. As long as I've got 8 stacks of Frequent Flyer, you're still alive. Full-on Grit's a little bit low. Up to 4 stacks of Journeyman Cooking. All right, double root coming out of the Anduin. Got a lot of stun coming in. We got a new rock just saying, hey, guess who doesn't get to play the game for a while? It's you. Oh, Hogger at level 4 did also go for brute force. All right, Kairu goes ahead and gets that. There's a big root coming in, but Kairu is a sleepy dwarf. Elixir getting a lot of damage. Lloyd getting kind of picked on right now, but C10 getting picked on even harder. Greymane looks like going to be the first one to go down. That there is the Stormbolt. Zoning Stormbolt comes out, so to stop that. Lloyd does go ahead and get knocked out. There's a big old Dwarven Clodhopper comes down on top of that. Filling a huge slot is getting a lot of damage in there. C10 and Elixir do not have a lot of health. Need to be a little bit careful as a couple spines come out from the Anubarak. Just full on grits going to the bottom of the map. Alright, quick. All right, big old sleep comes out onto the Murden. Does go ahead and lock them in, but there is a double stun coming out of the Anduin. It looks like Ree is the target. Malfurion, you are going to the Emerald Dream right now, buddy. Have a nap. Meanwhile, Kira does go ahead and get hit by Hogger. Hogger is unstoppable, going too crazy right now. We do have Falstad being taken out. Dr. Ford down to less than 100 health. Lloyd is looking for this, going in there. C10 does get stunned by the Stormbolt. Immediate follow-up with the nice. The Mr. Executive is really, really good with these stuns. Exactly what you're looking for. Alright, we do go now. Blue Web Weaver's about to spawn. Red team is running away. They're fleeing for their very lives, their very souls. Loved him. The big 5-man fight up here. Hogger is in the middle. Other than that, 4 members of Running Wild are up here trying to get this taken care of as well. A lot of there is a root coming down. Lloyd goes in and moves in, takes out the top tower, and it looks like we have a push-in happening right now. I want a hot dog. Aiken has yummy hot dogs. Alright, there we have C10, goes ahead and gets hit by a huge slot. No real follow-up at the moment, so more of a, hey, look what I can do. Anything you can do, I can do better. Level 10 is picked up on the side of Running Wild. Alright, it does look like we've got the full turn-in happening on the side of Running Wild. They do know that this is being picked up, but they can't really do much about it. As it is picked up, Kairu turns around. Now, where is the counter push? We do have level 10s on both teams. We do go ahead and get... Oh! Wailing, Cocoon, Nature's Cure, and Twilight Dream. We go in and get Avatar, Mighty Gust, Light Bomb, Go for the Throat, and Hortipole as well. Nice jump out, but there is the Gust. A lot of damage coming in here. There's the Twilight Dream. Hits a lot of people. C10 goes in and moves away. There's the Leap coming in, but followed immediately by the Light Bomb. A lot of damage coming through. We do have Muffier be the first one to go down. There's the... Oh, I actually... Down to... Oh my god, Shadowstorm, you had 11 health. Why did you go in? I have questions of glorious import. We have the middle Web Weaver being taken down, but it does look like the rest of the team is not here. They're like, we're going in. We don't need a Web Weaver. do move up here to the top, trying to go ahead and get multiple camps. Hogger is down here. Looks like Hogger will get the bottom camp. Middle one is a maybe. Middle fort standing proud. Not strong. Definitely not standing strong. But there is a possibility for a second immediate turn. It looks like they are taking it. They had 70. Alright, the red web weavers are once again out and onto the battlefield. I'm gonna go ahead and get this taken care of right quick. Alright, Kairu moving in. Huge slot is right in the middle of a lot of people, but there is the unstoppable. Flown Grits does go ahead and move back. Shadow Storm did go ahead and try and use, what is that called again? Unrelenting Strikes. I don't play Kira, as you might be able to tell. Hero slain. A lot of damage going on to Lloyd. Lloyd goes in and gets pickled off. Sonya goes down as well. A lot of damage. I saw a lot of gems expire onto the ground, and Running Wild is running away with this. They are running in here right now. We do go have all of the web weavers are down, but they are pushing into bottom keep right now.
Shatter their constructs. Deliver the gems to my altar before your enemies.
Alright, here is everyone else kind of moving in. Sorry, I was looking at something right quick. I realized I got quiet for a while there. So I was actually looking at the current standings, and surprisingly enough, Rock Bottom is the #1. Based on the way this is played, I did not think it was 1 versus 4 in terms of standing, but definitely, we've got Running Wild putting a lot of pressure. Shadowstorm is going to be taken out, first and foremost. This looks like boss is the call coming from Running Wild. They're going to move over here. Greymane going to make mincemeat out of this boss. Well, I don't need meat now. I'm so hungry, you guys. I've been doing really good with my diet lately, and that means I'm just like always like, oh my mom, give me food. Oh, they actually, this Anduin, I swear to George. There's a nice gust, goes ahead and stops the engage coming from their opponents. They are looking in here. The boss is rushing in onto this fort. It is 4 versus 5 right now. There is a camp pushing mid, but right now Running Wild does not care about that camp. Red team has destroyed a fort. Boss is on core, but it does look like the rest of the team is looking to get a second keep down. So there's the keep. They did go ahead and throw out the loot horde in order to zone just a little bit. They're going to move back and take out this camp. They are at level 16, and they are on fire. There's a lot of damage coming in. Big gust comes through. There's a massive light bomb catches, and this is going to be just cleaned up. Dr. Ford does try and just very quickly escape to get on through, but there is 3 people killed. That's probably going to be the end of the game. Yep, they're moving in for the end right now. Lloyd moves in, but they're going to go ahead and go in. Right now, it's only a Nubrak and Sonya trying to keep this off. Sonya is in the backline trying to put damage onto Elixia. Elixia does gusts out, or dashes out. Leap used in order to keep them alive. There is the Rayman gets cocooned. And this is like the end of game number 2, or game number 3, win number 2 for Running Wild, as they go ahead and capture this series. GG is called, and there we go. Let's see if I can get you guys an interview right quick. All right. While we wait and find out if I am joined by anyone, we do go ahead and have, in terms of damage, Elixia does lead the damage board, doing 33,000 damage over the course of a 13-minute game. C10 comes in second with that Greybane, and then Dr. Ford with 30,000. Looking at the soak, we do have Hogger leading the way with 11,000. Sylvanas comes in with 10,000, and Sonya with 9. In terms of healing, we always got to talk about healers. We do go and have Mr. Executive leading the way with 54,000 healing. But honestly, Mr. Executive with those just super on point stuns, absolutely fantastic. And we are joined by Kairu right now. Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you? Thanks for casting.
Oh, my pleasure. So we do go ahead and have Kairu, obviously the captain of Running Wild. How are you guys feeling right now?
Good. Yeah, we felt like we turned it around, played pretty clean at the end.
100%. I actually checked the standings in the middle of game number 3, and I was not expecting to see that you were the 4th ranked team going against the 1st ranked team. So very good performance. I thought it would be much, much closer in terms of standings than that.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna win the whole thing. No worries.
I do have to say, and granted this might be a little bit of self-congratulatory, but I do see you guys going and competing in HRCS every single week. Do you think that experience is kind of helping you in your growth over the course of the season?
Well, we haven't done. I think we only did it twice. And to be honest, half the team was subs, so it wasn't really our main roster. So I know like me and Verd and Grits played the majority of them, so we're working on ourselves, I guess, but not necessarily improving Running Wild as a team.
You see, this is what happens when I see your name and I don't actually check to see what's on the roster. I'm just like, oh, it's Running Wild.
Yeah, those were good games though. It's good to be against the best, and your mistakes really show when you go against people like players of that level.
So going back to game number 1 was kind of interesting in that it was a very, very back and forth game where it definitely felt like you were starting to put the screws on and then all of a sudden, all at once, they turned away one team fight and just sort of like ran to your core.
Yeah, I think we just felt a little awkward in general. BOE is one of our maps that are kind of lagging. Shh, nobody listen. I always want to ban BOE, and my whole team tells me that we're ready for it, but we keep losing on it, so I don't know. We'll be ready by playoffs. We just felt a little uncomfortable, honestly. I think, I know Ellie was having problems with her computer and internet, and yeah, I think we agree that they outdrafted us there. It was really hard to play the Muradin into what they had, the Tychus and the Leo, and I was kind of taken out of the fight at the very start.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a little uncomfortable.
That is kind of definitely what was seen. I do have to ask, at the beginning of BOE, there was a really weird moment where both teams had a massive team fight down at the camp that wasn't spawned yet. Can you tell me what actually happened there?
I would if I knew which part you were talking about.
So it was.
I don't remember it being over.
It was right at the beginning of the game.
camp.
It was at the well, that's because the camp hadn't even spawned in yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were thinking that we had a stronger one because they had Zera, but we just ended up taking too much damage on the camp, and yeah, we had to back up.
Well,
We just wanted to play a little more aggressive
it
early
was even
game.
before then because there was a fight over the camp, but this was before the camp even spawned, and just both teams rotated down into where the camp would eventually be. But it was one of the strangest things I ever saw.
I think it's just about controlling vision and whatnot at that point, so it just happened to be where the fight broke out.
I honestly thought it was just like, yeah, let's go and have a heavy engage just so we can get Falstad to stack their quest. Because
Well, that was a piece too. Like we wanted to be aggressive early just because we thought we had a stronger one, but obviously Falstad being able to stack was really good for us.
so moving on to game number 2. Game number 2 was on Infernal Shrines, and Infernal definitely felt like your map. You went in, you had a very solid strategy, and like I don't want to call it a slaughter, but I will say it was a very dominant series.
Yeah, Shrines has been one of our stronger maps this season for sure, and we really honed in on how we wanted to draft against this team. Um, we know what their strong heroes were. We really picked apart what the problems were from the first game, and we were able to deny some of their stronger picks as well. Ban and pick their heroes, so I think it just really worked out for us. I think our drafting was really strong in games 2 and 3.
Yeah, it definitely felt like you were. Both teams were sort of fighting over a similar hero pool, but in game number 2, it just very, very, very much felt like. In game number 1, the Zero was a pest, and you just couldn't quite keep it under control. But in game number 2, it definitely felt like the Tracer and the Kira, that was obviously played by the same player, was not able to get in quite the same way because of the hero pool you guys pulled out.
Yeah, for sure. And they only had the Tracer was their only range, so it was really easy to poke them down and whatnot.
Okay,
So I think they made it really difficult to.
Mephisto was doing dirty, dirty things to them in game number 2 because they were
Yeah,
so melee
yeah.
focused.
Yeah. Well, and we wanted to pick the Mephisto early as well because that's one of Lloyd's heroes, and we knew that he would probably take the Leo, the 4-man bruiser, if we took the Mephisto. So it worked out exactly how we wanted it to, and I don't think that the solo Tracer ranged is. I think that's very hard, difficult to run. So
So, moving on to game number 3. Game number 3 was on Tomb of the Spider Queen, which was not the map that you picked. Is that a map that, like, did you have a strategy going into this map, or was it just comfort because this is kind of the map that you were having to look out for what they were doing?
yeah, yeah, we were really leaning towards comfort picks on this, but also it seemed like Anduin was a pretty big piece to their puzzle, and he's also one of our stronger healers, so we were able to deny that. And yeah, we're decently comfortable on Tomb. So yeah, we just went with our comfort picks and did our best to deny them their comfort picks, and it worked out.
I do have to say, you may have heard me talk about this right when we walked in. Mr. Executive got so many chastises off getting multiple players. I mean, it was incredible. So
Yeah. At the end of the game, he said, "I think I just played the best Anduin game of my life."
it definitely
So,
looked at. I am not a great player, so I can't always. When I see a bunch of things running around and heroes die, I can't always tell what's happening. But in that one, I was just like, and another chastise, and another chastise. So
yeah, he's really good at following up with his roots for sure, and landing really good light bombs.
I want to go put a hat on so I can take it off to him. The other big thing that I want to say, it was kind of funny, because you guys basically had a frozen Punisher every time you took the Punisher, but there was a moment where you managed to wipe them off the point, and then you went off on the map and kind of ended up giving them the Punisher back. Did that go quite how you were thinking, or what was the thought process there?
No. Well, we were hoping that those teammates were gonna leave, but they didn't. It is what it is. You gotta roll with the punches and move on. So that definitely wasn't according to plan. We wanted to just 39 it and get the other camps, and then cap the objective and just have Sonya back off when they went to objective top. But yeah, Mr. Exec went to go save her, and it just kind of fell apart. So,
Well,
we made it. I think we ended up pushing mid and bot and getting pretty much a free clear on the top Punisher just because we had so much map pressure.
Yeah, it definitely ended up working out. Nice turnaround of a bad situation. And
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, those are almost all the questions I have. The last one I always ask is, can you tell me where the name Running Wild comes from?
So I created the team like I don't know, a year and a half ago, like a few seasons ago. And I just was a Greymane main. And that was my favorite talent at the time on Greymane, even though I don't take that talent anymore. It's probably the least picked talent on that tier, honestly. But yeah, I just love Greymane and I liked that talent. So I said, let's go.
Alright, makes sense. Actually, I don't play Greymane at all, so I didn't even know it was a Greymane talent.
Yeah, it says level 13. It increases his range on his melee, like his E.
Oh, interesting. Alright, so those are all the questions I had. Let me go and turn it over to you for any shoutouts you might want to give.
Yeah, shout out to the team. Team's awesome to play with. We always have a good time. Everyone's pretty chill. We get along great. So, we have some laughs. So, shout out to team. Shout out to NGS and you for casting.
Well, absolutely been my pleasure. I haven't gotten to catch you as much as I'd like to this season, so it was glad to be able to pick you up.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Have a wonderful night.
You too. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you. Bye.
And with that being said, my name has been Raka. If you don't know who I am, like some of the players in that game, you can always find me here. I do a lot of Heroes of the Storm casting, as well as some personal playthroughs of various stuff. You can also find me at Irakov too. It's like literally right there. And follow the channel. If you can't talk, it's because I do have some security measures on because I have been hate rated a few times. I don't know who would hate me. I'm amazing, but some people have managed to. And so follow the channel. After a day, you'll be able to talk, or you can just verify your information and talk immediately. And with that being said, thank you very much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one.